1976 was your best year.
Was that when you were born?
Yes.
Yeah, well, there you are.
Oh my God, I'd laugh as he fell off it. In fact, I'd nearly engineer it.
Because the combines weren't going quick enough.
Oh, stop it. 4th of April, sun's out. It's actually quite chilly bomb in the morning, but by the sort of lunchtime onwards, it actually gets quite nice and warm at the moment. But of course, a bit fresh first thing. So we're trying to get this compound empty and get rid of all the collected rubbish that you seem to accumulate over the year or maybe 2 years. But anyway, it's good form of housekeeping. Then Chris can work on the getting this stone sorted and etc. Get these tracks all pulled up and these yards pulled up and then relayed. So it should be good. There's quite a lot of muck and soil and things that ended up in this stone because of the nature of what the yard has been. So yeah, good day. Got cousin Michael on his way down. He's bringing the bike for us. So we'll see that. And then Raymond can get doing the pigeons on the peas. Woody's been getting all the gas bangers out. So I think he's got about 23 gas bangers out, trying to keep the off the mustard and the peas, so that'd be good. Seems to be a huge volume of pigeons around this year, a lot more than there are normally. That means, to be clear, you've had 3 nights out in...
Less than 12 months.
No.
It is.
No, it's more like 3 nights out, Andy, that you've actually had in about 20 years.
No, I disagree.
Come on then, how many is it? Oh, don't tell me, it's 4.
I had 2 in harvest.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the combines weren't going quick enough.
Oh, stop it.
And 2 this week, so...
Really?
Brian Plows, that's good work.
Is he enjoying it?
Oh, it's flat out.
Really?
Yeah.
You look like you lost weight this week.
I have lost some weight.
Yeah, she'll be pleased with you.
I know.
She'll say, stay on that fertiliser. So this is Andy's truck, J5. No guessing, really. And this is the tanker we hire for Mr. Woodbine. And I don't think this is the one that disappeared in the ground. Might be. And anyway, you can get 30,000 litres on, but because fertiliser typically weighs 1.2 to 1.25, depending upon what spec of fertiliser, liquid fertiliser, you can't get 30,000 litres on. We'll get something like anything like 24, 25,000, something like that. So we don't use the full capacity of the tank, so we have to make sure they've got baffles in, otherwise when it roars backwards and forwards, it'll the inertia of it will come into the cab. So you have to have baffles, which effectively means in the tank there will be metal in here, so it takes away the thrust of liquid as it breaks and you brake. So these are our new. It's got dirty, but these are our new. We're no longer using the vermin company we were using, which we'd been with. I worked out this morning. I think we'd been with them 22 years. And anyway, they've sold out to another company, so it's not the same anymore. So anyway, we've been on these training courses, and now Gordon's been buying the boxes, putting the stickers on, and then doing all the plans, and we're now doing our own bait. So J16's coming. You're putting a new timing belt on it, aren't you?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Is that? How often do you have to do that on the service?
Look, they've got a light comes on the dash of 90,000 miles.
Oh, so we're reliant on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that all that car's done? 90,000.
Yeah, just.
Or is that the second time?
No, it is first time round.
Yeah, the older ones, do you remember, they did about 230, 240,000 miles. They were quite high up before I sold them.
245, I think.
Yeah. So it's good. That's why we like the Hiluxes, isn't it? Yeah. You don't actually, as a rule, I mean, touch wood, they don't actually come in very often to do anything, do they?
No, they're pretty robust.
Yeah.
Pretty reliable.
Oh, it's a new timing belt, and then, yeah, so you're going to then work with Raymond and get this hedge cut around and all that jazz.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, there is a story I must tell you, that I went to pick a hedge cutter up once when I worked for Tom Nichols down in Gloucestershire as a young fellow, and they put it on this trailer and they strapped it on, Anyway, I picked it up, first corner, the hedge cutter shot off this trailer. It come from this engineering company and landed on top of the road, covered the road in oil and completely mangled this hedge cutter. And the straps they'd actually used ropes, and that's why I never used ropes ever again. So as the weight of the inertia of the hedge cutter moved on the frame, no, they didn't snap, they just come loose, if you know what I mean, they slid. So that's why I love the ratchet strap.
There's about 200 litres of oil in them, isn't it?
Oh, the oil was everywhere. But the thing about oil is when it falls on the floor, it looks, you know, a teaspoon looks like a puddle, doesn't it? And it went everywhere. Oh, and of course, I don't think we had mobile phones then. Because this would have been about 1995, something like that, maybe 94. And anyway, I'm sure I didn't have a mobile phone, so I remember it was a kerfuffle trying to get hold of him to tell him.
You can't leave it, can you?
No, I had to stay there. Yeah.
Because you can't ring for and you can't ring for help.
I think I had to stop someone in a car, and they had to go to, when they got home, to ring this guy. Oh, anyway. I saw him the other day in London when we went down for that NFU thing. I hadn't seen him for a long time, but he still remembers. I found the book that Tom Nichols did for when I worked in Gloucestershire. So, My Year at Micklewood by James Beck, aged 18 and a half. So, I think what he's trying to sort of suggest that these were my disasters. Oh dear, it's not looking good, is it? There's a little roof sheet there. Oh yes, that was where the trailer, when the handbrake shot down the hill, hit the shed. Well, no, another wall. We've got to find the hedge cutter. And there's George. Yes, that was the Hilux where we used to use to get the cows in. That was a scraper tractor. And they were those are the cows. There it is. Here's the hedge cutter which shot off the trailer. Oh dear. Yeah. Apparently in the early days I wasn't very good at tidying my room. Yeah, so that's the book from Tom. But, Richard Berry does a lot of fencing for us. I know Richard from, well, it wasn't really Pony Club because I don't think he can ride a horse, but it was that sort of time from when I was probably about 8. And so with new fences in, soil building up, moved a bit of hedging from over there, landscaping here, going to start seeding this with soil once it's been raked. Once the concrete's in, we can look at rolling it. So concrete lorries are in. They have to do it in bays, and then they come back and then do the next bays about 2 days later. Let it go off. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys doing concrete. And have a nice finish. Got to keep the dog away, make sure the dog doesn't come in. Then they do this little bay on the left, do the other bay on the right, then they swap it over. Chris is loading this up, so they're digging this area out and they're going to swing this tank over into this area, and then we're going to run the water pipe straight down the side of the Shed of Dreams. 2 of them, Andy the welder's going to come and cut 2 holes in and then crake some pipes straight down the length. And then we've got 120,000 litres of water ahead of us at any one time. So Sandy and Graham are still over in Bedford. They're about a day or 2 off. They've been finishing off the mulching work there that they needed to do to be able to clean out the ditches. They're actually having to clean out the ditches, which I'm so frustrated about, because it's ditches which are part of the IDB and it's their responsibility to keep these clean, and they charge us annually for it. I mean, we're getting something ridiculous on one bit of block of land, about 6,500. They haven't done it. We've written to them, we've said about it on multiple occasions, and they brushed us off. And we went down there. The neighbour was very kind to us and allowed us to go in on their side, which I'm grateful for, because we couldn't reach from our side. And we found 6 land drains, which resulted in where there was a wet patch on the field, and hopefully that will solve that problem. So all of this yard's going to get dug up. You can see here that we've got this screener now in, which is coming from Stephen Green. So we're going to run that. We're going to dig up all of the hardcore off this yard. We're going to screen it to separate basically the lumps of you know, this type of stone here, and then all of the fines we'll get rid of, and then we'll put it back down as a base. We've got to drop the layer of this yard to be in line with the shed there, because it's going up on a slope. This is rail ballast we've got. It's come off the railways, so we had to hire a trailer, that red trailer, because you can't carry in our grain trailers product which has already been used. You can go to a quarry and as dug straight out of the ground we can carry, but if it's been used we can't carry it. So we had to hire another trailer in, which is a non-task trailer, and we picked up this load here. How many hectares you do yesterday? 261, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
no Bowser.
No Bowser, no.
Yeah, no, okay. All right, good.
What the 48 will do.
Well, I nearly replied to you on that last night. I nearly said that. This plough is something we bought off Brock's. Now we want some of the components, so this is the extra beam. And so we're going to get this round to the workshop today, and we're going to strip it, and then we'll throw the rest out, scrap the rest, what we don't need. I don't even think the boards are the same as what we have. They're a bit thin on the back. And then, yeah, so we're having to have a bit of a clear up. So I keep moving stuff about, thinking I'm going to use it. Like I tried to sell the roof off a Hilux and didn't find any takers, so it's going to have to go in the bin. And then we're busy, filled up the scrap metal bin, so that's got to go. And there's Chris doing the landscaping behind everybody. So I want to make sure the grass grows. So the whole yard's going to be dug. This is deep. This is about 12 to 16 inches deep worth of stone. Right, so out of this screener, this one's doing the bigger stuff, and then that side does all the small stones, you know, like this. And then the other belt, which we've folded down at the moment, that's going to do all the loose stuff like this, which will go in a pile. So Glyn's moving the topsoil, which Chris is then using to put round the site to make good. And then we're going to put a fence across there. And then this is we've got to just make good this bit here, but it's so dry from the, because the grass seed is so shallow. Currently the show field hasn't grown anything. I'm a bit worried. Plus, Michael told me there is a chemical that was applied pre me putting grass in that might cause us a problem on the wheat. So, and when was that then, Michael? When you weren't here? I said, oh right, okay. So Simon's popped in because of the alterations we're doing. I want to have alarms across the site on the new buildings, etc. And Simon's family have done all the work here for
Years.
long time. In fact, I just commented that you were going grey, and you said, so are you, Jace. So that's the problem with getting older. You never look at yourself in the mirror, do you? But yeah, so Simon, we're talking 25 years, aren't we?
At least.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, okay. Long time. So Simon's most worried about his van's not washed. So we're going to inspire Simon now to wash his van.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So anyway, we've just come here and we're just getting set up now. The floors are concreted. What we're going to do about getting alarms fitted and that sort of thing to make sure that it's safe. I mean, we had a problem, didn't we? I bought about 15 years ago. We used to have a problem, and then we came in and put perimeter alarms
stop
in.
it. Yeah,
we
stop
must have 30 cameras at least.
Yeah.
But the perimeter alarms made a big difference, didn't they?
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, worked very well.
And if anybody goes through, not just a dog, because the dog goes through, it won't go off, will it? One for better word.
Yeah, exactly.
then it rings and it rings everybody, and it's audible as well, isn't it?
Makes a hell of a noise, yes. Yeah.
So it's made a big difference to us. Security here has been important. So anyway, you know what we've got to do, don't you?
Wash the van.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not worried about your van. I'm worried about sorting out the next bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shed is now, the concrete's drying nicely, and the baler's going to go there, so we should be able to get the baler in here maybe next week. And then they're going to come and sort these holes out so they can put the biofilters in, etc. Trying to find some shelving at the moment. So I want some galvanised 3-ton shelving, 2.8 between, or 2.7 if you go inside to inside, 900 the other way, 3-ton. I want to go all the way down this wall, and I want to back some in the next door shed so I can put all the tyres on and stuff. I've rung some people off the internet, and I've got currently nowhere. So if anybody's got any ideas where I can get some proper racking 6 metres high, as I said, and that would be good. I don't want the wooden bases for the chemical. I need to have like a mesh, but next door can be wooden for the tyres. So if anyone's got any helpful things, I'd be grateful for that. This is coming well. We'll have a look at the next door shed as well. That's really, they've polished the floor next door. It looks smart. So this is basically what they call a brushed finish. It's quite clever, the things they use. So they push it that way, they turn it, and then as they pull it back, it gives this effect. And it's all sloping down into that centre drain, which they'll take the tape off into there, so it's all effectively bunded. Let's have a look in here. Yeah, so this is a polished finish, so it's effectively the same thing. It's the same concrete, but they use those machines which smear it on top, and it gives this polished look. So Freddie's just having to move the hedge cutter. We can't actually physically move the hedge cutter on a tractor because it's an axle mounted and they fit the 939s. I've got 2 sets of brackets for 939, but because we're now on 942s, they have a different axle configuration, so we can't actually pick it up. So we went to McConnell, and they've built us a frame so that we can convert it to 3-point linkage. Because our tractors are so big, they can cope on a 3-point linkage going out 8 metres. So we're having it converted, so it's going around to the workshop, and then Simon can take it apart and put this frame on, and that would be good. It's one of those jobs that I've probably had that thing for about 6 months now, and it hasn't happened. So this is tidying this yard up has sort of convinced us to get on with it, and it's taken them now. What day is it today? Friday. So they've been on this all week now, trying to empty this yard of machinery and stuff. It's amazing how much stuff you have when you have to start moving it all. We're now wanting to make sure we've got enough capacity of tanks if we need it, you know, especially for the summer, etc. Don't aspire to store the rest of the year because it's cash flow. But I got caught by a company which we hired a roller off, which I personally think very badly of. And I've actually writing letters to them saying that never darken my door ever again. Dreadful outfit. And they've sent us a bill for £400 for the fact we had red diesel and not white diesel in their little roller, which I feel pretty sour about. To be able to move these tanks, we're going to get a crane in. It's going to lift them up, put them on a low loader, and I think we'll have to get a low loader from Paul. Will have to get hold of one, put it on that, move it to where we want, and then they're going to put these little skates, I think they call them, like little wheels, so that we can move them on top of concrete, and then move a second tank as well. Could do it with the forklifts, but you know, safety and all that. I thought if we've got a crane, there's a local good crane company, they'll pick them up, move them, and it's going to be a lot safer than clambering around on top and having a mishap. That topsoil will be good for your garden.
Lovely. I've never seen soil like that. It certainly didn't come from here, I can tell you that.
It did actually.
Did it?
It came from the best field we have on the farm.
Which was here, workshop.
Yes, it's come from there.
Yeah.
So it's always the best field, but it's the smallest, the one you build on.
It was for grass for years and years.
Right.
And I ploughed it up when we went into oilseed rape.
What year was that? In the early 80s?
Early
late
80s.
70s?
Yeah, early 80s.
Black gold.
It was a lovely field. It was one of the best fields on the farm. It yielded the most,
Well,
but it's also everything went flat.
Unfortunately, they stuck the blasted road for
Yes,
it
they
twice,
did.
didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
So we lost a lot of it. It wasn't actually a small field originally, was it?
It was 20 acres.
Right, okay.
The original field was 20 acres. Then they took a bit off, and then they took another bit off.
I bet it's only 4 now.
I doubt if it's anything at all.
Yeah.
But
That shows how much they took.
it was one of the best fields. But everything used to go flat on it because nitrogen.
Yeah.
But it stopped going flat after we'd taken quite a few crops off it. But I always reckoned if I was going to take a seed crop, this is where I'd grow it.
Yeah, I suppose it didn't have any weeds in it.
Didn't have any weeds in it. It was one of the best fields and everything else. It's lovely. But that's lovely soil. Yes. My garden could certainly do with some of that.
You come round with your wheelbarrow.
I'm not walking around here with a wheelbarrow. I did about quite a few of them. But that's lovely stuff. That's
Well, it might be good for you.
no, I don't think so.
I think so.
No, excuse me.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I was like a Slim
No,
Jim now.
no. You can put as many coats on as you like, but
I
you can't hide
I
it.
like Slim Jim now. This is the genetical problem I have with this family.
Well, it's actually my father and grandfather both had a bit of a tummy.
Did
Yeah,
they?
so I have no problems with it at all.
No, I can see that.
I'm not Michael, you know. Yeah.
Actually, he is in the habit of eating at the moment.
I'll tell you what I have noticed is your little bald patch you're getting on top there. Yeah, you see, look.
Yeah, well, I get it from you. Don't
I get, oh, and my father and my
I
grandfather
I
was
see-
completely bald at the age of 23.
I see it's given you tremendous pride, but I've gone bald on the top.
Oh yes, yeah. When I see that, my brother was the same. So there you go.
Well, if I go to Turkey forever and come back with new teeth and no gap, and then come back with full hair,
I shall have to ask your mother, you know, who your father is, because your teeth like that, they're just like my father's.
yeah, well,
exactly the
were
same.
you involved?
I don't know. I don't know. You'll have
Need
to
to
ask.
ask Mother.
Talk to your mother. Oh dear, lovely. Well, what a lovely day. What is it? 18 degrees coming up for?
Something like that.
Your grass will be.
It's not growing.
Well,
no rain, you see.
it needs a drop of
Dried out.
rain, which is silly, but just a good shower of rain tonight would just
Is there?
sort that. No, I said it would.
No.
There's nothing forecast.
Right, okay. So you're actually just going around spreading vicious rumours?
Absolutely. Yeah, good. Yeah.
So actually, why are you wandering around? Why have I caught you up here? What are you up to?
I came to have a look at the concreting.
Come on.
No, I did.
You're after something,
No,
aren't
no,
you? You
no,
thought,
no,
you thought
no.
I was somewhere else.
No, I knew you were here because your car's here.
Okay.
I went to have a look at the concrete because it's lovely watching that go down.
Yeah,
Because I mean that's really going to be fantastic.
yeah. There's nothing better, is there?
But the other thing is, price of concrete is just horrendous. I mean,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it was expensive when it built the first job, but I bet it's double, you know,
must
now.
be.
So that would be in 15 years. For the
Do you
first
know?
one.
I remember the first lot of concrete going down in the '60s, which was the old farm drive.
Yeah.
They put that concrete down. It's only about 10 foot wide. It's not very wide
Oh,
at
I
all.
made it wider, but yeah.
And yes, you did. And there's no reinforcement in it. It was just laid as concrete.
Is that right?
Yeah. So it's
Well,
done.
actually,
It's
considering
done
that-
pretty well.
That had all those Arctics on it.
Well, that's what messed it up. As soon as you
Oh.
brought the lorries in, of course. I left it in perfect condition.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Like everything else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the house.
Which house?
Well, my house I live in.
Yeah.
Before I did it up.
Yeah.
When I
I'd
said-
already done it. I'd re-roofed it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But
Apart from that was the only saving grace, wasn't it?
it's funny walking around a farm with so much concrete because there is so much concrete here. It's unbelievable. But it does all look nice and
Cheapest charge
tidy.
you'll ever put down.
Yeah. Yes. But and this has got to be dropped. You see,
A metre.
a metre. It's a shame, really, because it's all here.
Well, I know, but it's a mess, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, unless you can put a drain in on the side there and drop it down, I don't know. I don't know how you do it.
This is the difference between you and me, isn't it?
Yes.
You wouldn't worry about it.
No, I wouldn't. I just concrete over the top of this and just worry about that bit later on.
And I got a workworkshop, Father. We got a ramp at the front like this.
Do you know why that's like
Yeah,
that?
because you couldn't be bothered to dig it out.
There was a AAA gas tank standing there. It's on
Right.
solid concrete and it's
Yeah.
really heavy.
Yeah.
And the sheer thought of breaking that up, I said, no, we'll just go over the top of
know.
it. But that's wonderful because when there's a flood, you know your workshop will be high enough.
What are you
We had a
talking
flood
about?
in 2002 2002, was it? 2003?
So your whole point of having the workshop floor up here, but we got to drive up to is case
Well,
of the
it was
flood.
it was easy to do. Yeah. The only thing I regret when they brought the shed down from up the where the industrial estate is, they cut the legs off. I wish now when he cut the legs off, he'd actually then extended them by the same amount he cut off.
Yeah, well, that's because it's only 4 metres to the eaves now, isn't it?
Well, it was obviously taller, which is a shame because it was originally put down
6
up
metres,
there as it was a straw shed.
Yeah.
But I mean that was put up in 1968. So I can remember all these dates, but I can't remember yesterday.
Well, you were in your prime then.
Well, I can remember 50 years ago, like yesterday. But yesterday, I have no idea what I did.
You know, there's a sign for that.
Is there? Yeah, I'm sure there is. Yeah.
And you can only remember the past.
Yes. What's that?
1976 was your best year.
Was that when you were born?
Yes.
Yeah, well, there you are. It was also the driest, and it was the hottest. And I can remember combining beans at, I don't know what the percentage was, but I only did 1,400 weight an acre.
Right.
And I was in top gear in the combine.
What's 1,400 weight?
3/4 of a ton, old ton.
Okay.
So,
What
yes.
do you mean old ton?
Old ton. A ton, not a tunny.
Right, okay.
So you're in tunnies now?
Right.
Yeah, because I forget, you know.
Okay.
We old boys, we can remember the proper days, you know, pounds, shillings and pence, you know. I still work it out sometimes.
Do you?
Well,
Why?
2 and 6pence,
For what
12.5p.
reason? Well, when you go to barter at one
absolutely, you just think, oh, that was half a
coffee
crown,
monies.
you know.
Yeah.
He's looking a bit camp today, isn't he?
Who's looking camp?
You.
Are you trying to suggest that my Kevin Costner Yellowstone jeans are mincing?
Maybe that's what it is.
Are you
Maybe
suggesting they're mincing?
maybe you're dressing like
You've been watching Brokeback Mountain.
Maybe it's
That's the
because
problem.
you're dressed like a recycled teenager.
Recycled teenager.
There you go.
What are you dressed like then in those trousers?
Very. Ow!
Oh,
Yeah.
I see, that's karma. That was karma. You deserved that.
There you go. Look, there's your new toy. We can send you out chasing pigeons.
Yeah. No. It hasn't got a reverser, has it?
No, it doesn't go backwards.
No.
Back it into the Range Rover.
Don't you dare. We'd fall out for the first time if you did that.
First time? What, today?
Today, yeah.
There you go.
Well, this is perfect. Is there a spare key?
Yes, Marat's got it.
Okay, and the papers?
Marat's got them.
Okay.
Smart, isn't it?
Well, that is smart. What's that for?
I don't know. Attaching things to. No idea.
Oh, okay. What, like a bag?
Or a
Is it
rack.
a helmet or something? Well, that's smart, isn't it?
Yeah, really smart.
That's good value.
6-year warranty.
Is it really?
Yeah, apparently so.
Oh, I might as well keep it then. Because
Yeah.
you know, normally I sell them. 6 years warranty, better to keep.
Yeah,
Is it really 6 years?
apparently so.
Do you know that was good value?
Virtue Honda in Grantham. Virtue Honda in Grantham.
Virtue, V-E...
RTUE.
No, I don't think it has the E on the end, does it?
Yes.
'Cause
No, it might not.
I kept sending
I
in the
don't know.
emails and found out that they were bouncing back, and it's because I put the E on the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nice.
it's smart, isn't it?
And it's the same people that you get yours from?
Yes.
Right.
Mine's got 4 wheels, though, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like a mobility vehicle. Now, I want to have a go, Michael, but I actually don't have a helmet.
Oh, hang
I
on.
could go get my riding hat.
No, I've got a really attractive
I got
helmet.
my
for you.
horse. I get my horse riding hat on, but I need to heat it up in the kettle because it's either my head's got fatter or my hat shrunk. It's one of the two.
Here you go. I've got a proper scooter helmet for you.
Oh God, that is. This thing, aren't I? Yeah, let's have a look.
Oh yeah, you do. God, do I look like that?
Huh? Do I look like Chips? Was it Chips?
I don't know.
When we were younger, you know.
You look like an awful lot of things, but
Oh, darling.
Chips didn't
Well,
immediately
it's a fact.
jump.
You actually bought this helmet for yourself, didn't you? So you stood in a shop in a line of helmets, and you decided to buy this one.
I did actually, yeah.
What made you do that?
Because it's nothing on your face.
Because you have fatter cheeks, so actually you can feel it, can't
Get
you?
on with it.
Right. You know I fell off a motorbike in Skipper's Canyon, don't you, and put a hole in my knee?
I fell off a motorbike that you were driving.
Oh, yeah.
We both did.
Yeah, you cut your back of your heel off, didn't you? Right, off we go.
He has to do everything at 100 miles an hour. Oh my God, I'd laughed as we fell off it. In fact, I'd nearly engineered it.
It's really quite quick, isn't it?
Oh, they're brilliant.
Huh?
They're brilliant.
I'm surprised how quick it is.
Well, it's 300 cc's.
All right, are you going to have a ride?
What about the motorbike?
That's all right. You know, that's hellishly good value,
I know.
wasn't it?
Yeah. That's 6 years warranty. Mind you won't need it.
Where's the bloody button on this thing? Oh, thank you.
You have to.
Well, look, I haven't got like hair on my top of my head, so I haven't put any in there.
No.
Oh, hold on,
look
hold
at
on,
the state
hold
of
on.
it.
Oh, I need that back.
So the other day we had we scanned the field for electrical conductivity.
Yeah, this is where they came with the quad bike.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So these zones, so that represents the field, and then they've split the field into zones.
So this is basically Long Wilds, which is Field of Dreams.
Correct. That there is a yard.
Yeah.
So this is the bit that you've now grassed down.
Yes.
And we've zoned the field according to soil type and soil characteristics.
Well, so just run me through the different colours, Michael, because you've got this stretch of
Right, so-
yellow in the middle.
Yeah, so if you forget the colours at the moment, these, and we'll get to that in a minute, but all these represent different, more than likely different soil types. So if you have cultivated this field many a time,
Yeah.
and you might recognise some of these, changes within the soil type. So basically, the zoning has just identified changes in the soil in the field.
Is it affected by compaction?
It could be, yes.
So the fact that these lines look, in a lot of respects, quite straight, aren't they? Could that be affected?
I think this is more soil type than it is compaction.
Okay.
So that we've then highlighted the different types of soil in the field, and then we've sent a quad bike back to sample each individual individual zone.
So what the dark green?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Right. So this particular map, if we look at the top, is P indices. So this is showing the available phosphate in each zone.
And that scanner could do that?
No. It's
Oh,
scanned.
they overlaid the sampling.
They've overlaid the
Sorry,
sampling onto
understood,
the.
understood.
That scanner would be some piece of kit if it could do that.
Yeah, I was going to say. Oh, cool. I really have fallen behind.
So here's your key. Here's the field. Here's the key. So actually, if you look at it, everything green, everything, sort of that dark green at the top is threes.
Yeah.
And everything sort of green is a good 2, and there's just that area. So really here, I would have said the phosphate levels are quite good, with the exception of this band through the middle where they're probably dropped away into a 1.
I can't believe that.
Now, interestingly,
Because we had two, was it last year? We had, I know you'll say there's not a lot of pea in it, but we had chicken manure there, didn't we? So we put chicken manure on it.
yeah, there's not a lot of P in that, but
No.
you will see a lot of variation. But interestingly, if I just flip over, before we did this, I just did a whole field sample. Now it's a big field and it's too big to do as a whole field sample. You'd have done it in 2 probably, or 3, but maybe you'd have cut it in half and just sampled each side. I did a whole sample, but look at so here, I'd read the phosphate for the whole field as 3.
How interesting.
So and actually the variation isn't dramatic. It's not a great example of the field, but I'd said right, the whole field's a P3, and it isn't actually. There's an area within the field that's not very great for P. I mean, it's not disastrous. It's a 1 point something, but there is an area. So
it might be 1.6 looking at that.
yeah. So what we're doing is we're pulling out and we're being a lot more scientific about the different
But no
types of field.
blues, interestingly.
No, there's nothing up in, no, but you'd be up into the high 3s to get a blue.
Wonderful day today, getting everything ready. Friday afternoon, still clearing up. Concrete's being laid. Sun is shining. It's really starting to make a difference getting the concrete laid. Really pleased with that. It's making a thing. The motorbike's turned up, so happy about that. Start getting the pigeons off. Got most of the bangers out now. And I'm really interested what Michael was just telling me about how the soil sample is done and how actually going across the field, what looks like a big variation, actually when you look at the graph on the side, is actually relatively small variation. But even so, it's interesting data to have. I always think it's fascinating that people have farmed fields for 50 years, but actually you get that type of information. That's what I think is an opportunity when you go to a new farm. You take the farm on, you don't need the historical data. You can actually get this information at your fingertips, so you can work out how to plan and work that farm to the best of its ability. Still going to make sure that Michael produces 12 tonne a hectare, even if that means he's got to start buying in the grain against it. But he's just sat to my left there, so he knows the pressure.
It's almost certain now I'm going to have to buy in some grain.
Is that right? Right? We got the lorries, so you could go speak to Paul and book the lorries. Thank you ever so much for subscribing. Keep subscribing, everybody. Hit the subscribe button. It is free to do so. Go on the merchandise. There's still some tractors to buy, and the various tops, they send them out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So hopefully everyone who's getting them is really pleased with the quality and what they're receiving. Took on note, somebody said about T-shirts, different T-shirts. We are looking into that. And the afternoon tickets, there's a link on here. And also, don't forget, for the harvest job for the chaser bins are 2 people. And we've got, we'll be getting onto that shortly, which will be good. And we will see you next week.